Hello everyone, I feel like this would be the appropriate video for my YouTube edition. As the year is coming to an end, I have read 27 books so far, but I want to finish 3 more books before the year ends. So let's see what happens. But I feel like this video is mandatory for every December. So today I'm going to talk to you about all the books that I've read this year. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about every book that I've read in detail and bore you for an hour. I've made buckets of those books. I'll tell you about the books that I've read in them and also what I feel about them, and hopefully this will help you to understand my taste in books, and if it matches you, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button. A quick introduction before we dive in. I'm Saqib, the author of Heartbreaks, The Weight of One Goodbye, and I post bookish content, writing tips and my journey as an author on Instagram and also now on YouTube. So let's begin. Okay, the first bucket. Emily Henry books. I read all of her books one after the other, partly because I wanted to know why everyone loves her, and partly because this was more like a market research, since I also write romance novels. Here's my honest takeaway. You just cannot like all her books. Her writing formula mostly works when the story feels relatable to you. So if you pick one such book that aligns your story and your personality, you will become a fan. I actually made a reel on Instagram explaining which Emily Henry book suits which personality, so maybe you can check it out. Okay, bucket number 2. Thrillers/mystery. These always serve as a palate cleanser, books that I want to read after reading a heavy book, because you can finish these books very fast and good thrillers are always the page turners. So I read some good books in this bucket. First one, Rock Paper Scissors, super gripping. Second, Jar of Hearts, dark, disturbing but brilliant book. It's a rare find for me, so I was absolutely thrilled while reading that one. Then I also read Daisy Darker by the same author of Rock Paper Scissors, but it just didn't work for me because I was able to predict the plot twist after reading 100 pages, so it just took the fun out of it. Finally, Dan Brown's latest, Secret of Secrets. And even being a Dan Brown fan for so long, it was a disappointing one for me. Coming to the next bucket, it is the romance genre. In the month of February, I read non-stop romance. So I read Better Than the Movies, The Heart Asks Pleasure First, all of Emily Henry books as I mentioned before, and 2 Indian romances, A Plain Story and Every Time It Rains. And if I have to suggest one Indian romance book apart from my own book, because read that first. I highly recommend you to read Every Time It Rains by Nikita Singh. Coming to the next bucket, that is non-fiction. I only read 2 books this year, but I plan on changing that the next year. I feel like I should read at least 7-8 books next year. So let's see. So the books I read were But What Does Science Say and Big Magic. If you are a creative person or you want to know what it's like to live like an artist or a creative person, then you should definitely read this book. Okay, the next bucket is my favorite. These are heartbreaking, sad books whose stories stay with you for a very long time. My heart has still not recovered from them. I read A Thousand Splendid Suns, As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows, and The Stationery Shop of Tehran. I know. If you ever want to experience pain in purest literary form, these will be the books. And finally, the bucket which encompasses a long set of books, literary fiction. So the books I read in this genre are The Vegetarian, All the Lovers in the Night, Wellness, My Friends, Family Happiness, They Both Die at the End, Ghachar Ghochar, Trick, and The Bridge. All of them were great in their own way, but 2 books that I really want to talk about is Wellness and Family Happiness. I love those books which talk about complex relationships and psychoanalyze them deeply, and these books explore those themes really brilliantly. So that's my 2025 list. Hopefully I touch that 30 number by the year end. Did you find any common reads here? Which book stood out for you in 2025? Tell me in the comments below, and I would love to hear what you have been reading this year.